welcome to your 8 o'clock evening news. I am Riley Childress and I am currently reporting live from what used to be Brookline Asylum. New Hampshire college students who are attending the summer program have been relocated to the asylum while the dorms are being worked on. I'm here with Abby Valdez, who shares her insights on the current situation.
Hi Riley, it's so great to be here with you today.
So, what are your thoughts and opinions on living at what used to be an asylum?
While these last few weeks that I've been living in the dorm, my friends and I have noticed that there's been some suspicious activity going on. For me personally, it's been interesting investigating the dark story behind Brookline Asylum.
What do you mean by dark story? Do you think it's safe for you to be living in that environment?
My boyfriend Dan and I have been doing some research, and it goes to show that every patient that was admitted into the asylum has been found guilty of homicide in some sort of way or fashion.
You're kidding. I had no idea. Can you tell me more on this?
I'd be glad to. We were able to find out that a patient by the name of Dennis Hemline would kill other patients and sculpt them. Kind of freaky, right?
Sculpt them? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, the majority of the patients from Brookline have all died, but Dennis is the only one whose body is still gone missing.
How strange. Do you think by some chance he could still be out there?
Yeah, I do think Dennis Hemline could still be alive. In fact, I think he could be the reason behind all the recent killings going on campus.
Recent killings? What on earth are you talking about? Please, tell me more.
Haven't heard? Joe the hall monitor was found dead in the staircase, sat in an upright position. A week later, we found my friend Jordan's roommate Yee in the same spot, unconscious.
That's so strange. Have you reached out to the police on these unusual and gruesome incidents?
Yes, we went to the police and I was questioned on whether or not I had any reason or motive to kill or harm them in any way, shape, or form. It was obvious that I would never have any desire to hurt them. They were both such nice people. These attacks came as a surprise to all of us.
I'm so sorry. This must be such a scary time for you. Have you talked to the person who found Joe or Yee?
Yes, I have reached out to Felix. He was pretty quiet. He didn't have much to say about the matter, but he seemed pretty distraught. It all caught us by surprise. We weren't expecting anything like this to happen when we signed up for the program.
Speaking of Felix, I heard he was attacked as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, my boyfriend left the room for a minute and came back to find that Felix was gone. He saw that he had gotten a text asking for him to go to the 5th floor if he knows what's good for him. He went up and heard Felix begging for someone not to hurt him. Dan ran into the room where Felix was and tried to fight the man who was attacking Felix with a crowbar. But Dan ended up being pinned down, and that's when the police showed up.
So, do you know who this man was?
Well, he escaped through the window before the police could identify him.
I've heard they're letting the students leave the program after these attacks were announced. Are you planning on leaving or are you going to stick it out?
No, I plan to stay here as long as I can. I love the program they're offering here, and I don't want to waste any time here.
Wow, I'm surprised you feel safe enough to stay, even after one of your own friends was murdered here.
If something like this happens again, I might consider leaving. But no, as of right now, I feel as though I'll be safe here.
Speaking of which, what are you here for?
I'm an artist, and the program here is phenomenal. I wouldn't trade my time here for anything in the world.
Wow, you're very passionate. So, are you offended that Dennis killed people as a form of art?
Yes, it sickens me, but in a way I feel for him. He was mentally insane, but maybe art was just his way of expressing himself.
I see. Has anyone else been attacked?
Yes. A few weeks after the first 2 attacks, my boyfriend Dan and I were also attacked.
What? Are you okay? What happened?
Well, a note had been slipped under my door asking me to go to the basement at midnight to be sculpted. Originally, I wasn't planning on going, but Dan insisted, and who am I to let him go alone? I tried to get the police involved, but Dan wanted to check it out by ourselves. So we were walking down the hall of the basement when someone trapped us inside. I turned around to see who was there, and I blacked out. When I woke up, I was strapped onto a table with Dan next to me. Felix, Dan's roommate, who was the one that was originally attacked, was walking around the table talking to Dan about how he was going to sculpt us.
No way. Did you have any idea that Felix would be the one behind it all?
No, no one thought it would be Felix. I mean, he was always so quiet. But Dan did mention that he would work out a lot and drink a lot of protein shakes.
How did you manage to escape?
Our other friend Jordan was waiting outside for us. and came down to see what was taking so long. When he saw that we were strapped down, he knocked Felix out and untied us. The whole experience was just all so traumatic.
Did you decide to contact the police after? And how long did it take them to get there?
I did not contact the police. I had just assumed that Jordan did before he came down to get us. It took them a while because we were almost able to get back up to the first floor with Felix by the time they got there.
Wow, sounds pretty scary. I'm so glad to know you're okay. I heard something earlier about one of your professors doing a senior seminar on looking into the asylum. Do you think that after this incident that will still take place?
Professor Reese came to talk to us, and she said that the class will still be offered. But I do think that after this past incident, the summer program will be shut down. But I'm sure classes will go back to normal in the fall when the dorms are finished.
Hopefully these events will not hurt the college in the long run.
I feel that I should add that my aunt was a patient at Brookline. She's still alive today and lives in the area. Her husband was Sal Weathers, who was one of the victims of the sculptor.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
It's fine. I don't have any relation to him. He died before I ever got the chance to meet him.
Oh, so your aunt. Are you close with her?
Not yet. We just recently found her through the program, but my dad was really excited to see her again.
That's terrific. I'm glad you were able to find her. It looks like we're all out of time, but thank you so much for answering my questions. That's all for tonight's 8 o'clock news. I'm Riley Childress, signing off.